Okay, so I think we're all back. So here we are. It's Wednesday, folks. We've made it to Wednesday, and it looks like it's going to be another nice day. A little cloudy, probably up in the 80s again. Nothing too bad. A nice little lovely July day here in our beautiful city. You all have obviously your real life to get to. So what I'm thinking here is let's do a bit of a montage, get an idea of what everybody spends their morning doing, and then from there, I mean, you guys got a lot of information. You obviously you have Willow that you're protecting. You know of whatever's going on in the slums probably hasn't stopped yet. So there's definitely other things specifically case related that you could get to, or you might just spend a day or maybe even a few days focusing on yourself. They can't force you to come back, so it's kind of all up to each of you. You know the order is going to expect someone to give a report at some point. Unfortunately, Blanche is not here, so someone in your crew is going to have to either go to Frederic and give him the rundown or draft something up yourself and send it away. So, yeah, that being said, I mean, you all didn't have a ton of time to talk in advance. There's been a lot of stuff that's happening. How quickly would each of you be planning to get back on the case? Getting back to investigate Samuel, figure out what's still going on in the slums, figure out where this missing keeper is.
I mean, I'll keep up appearances, but I really don't care.
Yeah, I do care. That's practically across a bridge from me, so probably sooner rather than later, but there's a few real life things that Eric needs to attend to first.
Right. So are we saying there might be a few days that pass between now and the next time that you all would kind of reconvene? Or is this just a few hours that pass? How much time do we feel is going to go before you all three get back together?
I mean, it's going to be as soon as possible for me, so maybe if it's only just a few hours, but I need to set up the situation with my father and, one other thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe two.
Kind of living a double life right now, so I've got to set up those accounts. It's like, yeah, she's my new roommate. She needs a job. She's my new assistant. All that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be like midday at the soonest, like lunch break before Georgie +1. Well, 1.5, I guess.
Right. Okay. Well, let's start off then. It's the morning. So I guess we'll start off with William. What does William spend his time doing? What would you like to spend your montage on?
One. Montage. Give attention to your logo. I only have one logos. Gotta move the mic. I gotta move everything. Hold on. I can't see my screen. I know, the life of the rich. I can't help it. If only I had that life. Let's see. I think I don't have. I do. So I'm going to recover from the last activity.
Okay.
I'm probably just gonna kind of rest and bandage up a bit.
Right. Spend some time. Let's see. So yeah, you have both threatened, hurt, death murmur.
Uh-huh.
You got a couple things going on there.
Yikes.
I'm having some trouble here.
Okay. For each ongoing status, the MC will tell you if and how it can be reduced during your downtime and by how many tiers. Alternatively, the MC can allow you to reduce any or some of your statuses by 1 tier for each relevant tag you have. Alright, well let's start with the threatened. This was Georgie threatening you to stay away from Amy. You have indomitable, terrifying. Yeah, I think those two. I think you're able to get past it, so it's no longer a threatened. I think it's gonna just change down to a convinced 1 status. Like, she just convinced you. Now it's no longer threatened, but you feel convinced to maybe not do that again around your crew. I mean, for your hurt, this is like getting bites on your finger. Didn't you get shot too? Like, you've had a variety of injuries take place.
That's why I went to the doctor, but then he got eaten by some glasses, so.
He did. He was not able to get to you. He was too worried about your friend.
Yeah, so. Screw me, huh?
We haven't really discovered that you feeding on things really enhances your healing all that much. Honestly,
No,
I
not
think
yet.
it's a bit of rest. Like, you were moving you move faster than sound. So in a way, your body just needs a good amount of rest. Probably another meal within the day.
I can do that.
Yeah, would help
I've
things.
got a meal set aside.
You do.
And apparently there's a delicious baby somewhere.
Yeah, basically, I'll say, if for the moment you can rest, but if you're able to rest and then get another meal, then we can reduce the hurt by 2 as well.
All right.
Yeah, so.
What about this death murmur?
Ooh, yeah, no, that's tougher. That's tougher to get away. That was like, you almost need a priest for that.
Ugh, no.
Yeah, that was definitely an unnatural thing.
No,
Those
that's sticking with me
dogs
forever,
are a whole. Their whole purpose is death. So that death murmur, it's literally just your sixth sense that everything might be dangerous. Like, you try to tell yourself it's not, but there's always that I could die from this moment that you hesitate before you act. Yeah, that's gonna take a bit. Probably doing something that should cause your death but doesn't. That would probably get rid of it.
Oh, so existing. Got it.
Right.
Me being a vampire. Got it. All right.
Pretty much. So yeah.
Like it.
So William's gonna spend some time. Does William have the conversation with Jillian about the, hey babe, I'm not gonna go back to work at the end of summer break? Or is that to come later?
No, we have that conversation.
Okay,
little
give
bit
me a
of that.
rundown. I mean, she's probably making breakfast. You wake up a bit later. She's got coffee, some eggs, probably a bit of bacon there for you.
Well, I don't care about the school or none of that nonsense, but I still care about her, so I break it to her as best I can. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna quit my job. I don't like it so much anymore.
Yeah, she has to pull the seat out and sit down. Okay. What does this mean, William? Does it mean we have to move?
I'm working on that, but hopefully not. I'll have to let you know. We have until the end of summer break at least.
I don't understand. Why would you do this now with a child on the way? What will you do for money?
I'll find a way to make money. I have my side jobs, and I have something lined up that I can't quite tell you about yet. But I think it'll work.
I don't like this, William. She references back to the last time she talked to you about her shirts. That was before she was pregnant. I don't like these things you're doing. Going out so late at night, coming home with blood all over your shirts. We have a child on the way. We have to focus on what's best for our child. You can't quit your job. No.
I have only the best interests in mind. Give me a while.
Then just tell me
sort
what.
it out.
No more secrets. What will you do? How will we support ourselves? It's not as if jobs are everywhere. You see how many men are coming home with pink slips from the factories? What will we do?
Really put me in a tough place here still. What are you doing? Stop it.
Dude,
You know,
it's your wife,
I'm gonna. I didn't. Okay.
It's not all baby eating.
True.
Well, maybe I want it to be. Okay. I'm just gonna.
You can try to convince her that everything's going to be okay if you wish.
Oh God, I was trying to hope not to roll, but okay.
How? Well, I mean, before you do roll, like, what are you going to say to her to convince her? Right now, all she's hearing is her husband's quitting her job. He's going to try to get them a place to stay, and he has ideas of how to make money.
Yeah, I sound like a con man. It's okay.
Sounds like a midlife.
Right. If there was a red Corvette out front, she probably wouldn't be surprised.
It's just like a brand new horse out there pulling a nice buggy. It's like, babe, look what I went and bought.
It's got flames painted on the side, of course.
Right. At least it's blood and not lipstick she's finding on your shirt.
Well, you know, I've come into contact with important people, you know. Maybe I'll go, maybe I'll tell her this Samuel person might have a job for me. See how that works out. Tell her I might have something lined up.
So you just give her the name. I have a contact. His name is Samuel. He's going to get me work.
Yeah, I've already done a few jobs for him. Cleared up a few things for him.
Okay. Yeah. Let's try to convince her on this lie.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
That loving wife status, that's going to go negative against you. You're trying to lie to your loving wife, man. That's not good.
Do I even have that status anymore?
You should. I still have it on my tracker. I know you've had a lot of stuff, so it probably got removed at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just a tier 1 status, but...
I have these 2 Jews saved.
You do. That was... You still have a gun, too, so that's a thing.
Well, I'm not going to use that on my mind.
I mean, that would be very convincing.
Listen to me! We're doing this!
You also know that you have a decent amount of money still stored at the Golden Oasis. There's...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got money. I got the money. I got that pocket full of chips somewhere.
Right.
That was like a tier 1, so we'll just have to. It's okay. So we're gonna go with.
You don't have the tokens with you though. They're still stored at the casino.
I took a pocket full out.
Oh, true.
I'll just show her like, hey, look, I made a bunch of money.
Got
in
a
casino,
whole bunch of casino chips that you're not supposed to take out of the casino.
Well, she doesn't know. She's never been.
She stays home and reads all the time. She might know more than you think.
Well, then I won't do that, okay?
No, it's fine. You can.
I'm gonna use my alluring gaze here.
Oh yeah, yep.
I'm gonna use oh boy. Okay. Well, I'm gonna use the alluring gaze.
Okay.
And
you add the pocket full of tokens as a story tag. That's fine. So yeah.
Oops. Come on, work with me.
Should be 2d6 plus 1.
Yeah. I'm just gonna throw a story tag in for 1 here because I have extra space now. But oh my god. Work with me. I can't spell or get Google to work. Okay, so we'll put the +1 there. And then you said there's a -1 for the thing?
Correct. So it should be a total. You're adding a story tag, you're adding your alluring gaze, and then you're subtracting the tier 1 status. So 2d6 plus 1.
And then I'm doing the juice, right?
What was the juice from?
It was from eating, I think. Like feeding. I don't.
So you've like flashing her your fangs, or how would you use it? I guess. What's the?
Probably just to be more charming and the like. I don't know. I won't use it. I don't even remember what it's for, so I won't use it right now.
Yeah, for some reason I didn't have it written down here.
But we'll go for that. So it's a 2d6 plus 1, so we're just gonna convince. Here we go. Oh boy, hope nobody dies. Nobody died yet.
Yet.
All right.
My character sheet is not wanting to work with me. I can't see under my microphone either.
Yeah. So you're trying again, just doing a trust me. So that would be probably a convince status. So she can either take the status or give in a little bit, protect their own agenda. Yeah, she's not gonna need to be forcibly convinced, but
Not gonna believe it till she sees it.
exactly. Like you know that there's a time restraint on this now. Like she just found out that you aren't going back to work, so whoop-de-doo, you have some casino money. Does that mean he's gonna go spend all of her money at the casino? Yeah, she's gonna need to see that their future is sustainable and not that you're just throwing it all away because of these strange night benders that you go on these days.
Well, I mean, Eric's got some money laid back in the casino too. I could just have to borrow some of that for a while.
True.
Yeah. Like, hey, I get some of that money. Give me some of the money, or I'll eat you. I mean, give me the money.
It's not a really compelling argument.
But yeah, I just tell her, I got it. I got it sorted out. I've done all of this for us before. I can do it again.
Right. Yeah. So you kind of spend the rest of the day just resting for a bit. Eric, what about yourself? You wake up, your mother's already making breakfast, your sister's there, brother's already gone, Martin's already off doing something.
Yeah.
But yeah, what is Eric up to this morning or throughout the day that you'd like to spend your montage on?
I am going to try to start setting things up about the situation to help provide for his family. With
right.
The thing that we talked about with Horace.
Mm-hmm.
Also, because Eric has been having way too many close calls of late, he just took a little money out from the casino earnings before. He's going to go and take some more out. He's definitely setting up a larger and larger trust fund because he's really not sure what the heck is going to happen next. But he doesn't have high hopes for survivability.
Right.
It's I mean, you know, he's been able to pull off some crazy crap, but there's a guy who's out there bringing the dead back to life. Like, I can't hold a candle to that. Right. So I gotta see if I can at least make sure that my family's taken care of.
Yep.
So those are the things that he's going to work on as he sort of limps around because he's still injured from being shot at and being smacked with a tombstone.
Right. It's been a rough day. So let's see. That would be, what do we think that is? I think that's probably a prepare. Yeah, prepare for your next activity. So, do you have any burnt power tags? If so, recover those.
I actually don't.
Okay. So then you get 3 juice with a method based on your description. So it just sounds like preparation. So yeah, you know, juice could obviously create a bit of whatever you want to call your story tag of wealth. I'm not sure what that would be. The safety pot. And then you would have 2 other juice. So I guess it depends on what else you're trying to prepare. Again, juice can be spent the same way that you would spend it with change the game. So creating a story tag, burning a power tag or story tag, giving or reducing a status. So you could even spend 2 of it to say reduce your injured status as well.
That would be awesome. I would love to do that.
Yep. Perfect. So yeah, go ahead and jot down your story tag for whatever you want to call your family's safety net. As far as the job from Horace, yeah, fairly early in the morning, there's a letter dropped off, and it's a job offer. It's looking over it. It's coming from a developer from the lake. Give me a second here. Let's see, just have to pull up this name real fast. If my system would respond.
I think it's roll 20 just being slow.
Yeah, so it's a development under the company, or basically from a name that you might be familiar with, Michael Amagi. He is the counselor for the Old Boroughs, and if you'd read newspaper, you would have known that he was the one given access to develop the Emerald Lake. Basically, he will kind of be the counselor for that borough as well. So he's got a variety of development firms out there. But yeah, the job offer is basically a full-time position working. I guess, what does your dad do? Is he like a construction guy? Is he a cement layer? What kind of work did he do before?
Probably like factory style, like steel work kind of a thing.
Right.
Steel mill, I think is what I meant to say.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that he's actually probably given an offer to work with someone that's developing the train yard to go out there. So maybe the creation of the actual track, something. So because they never had the train track go to Cross End before because it was so slummy, but now it's going to be kind of an upscale place. They need a bit of track run that way. The pay is substantial. it's clear that these kind of job offers are going to very specific individuals. We're probably talking, in the day, your father was maybe lucky to get about 4 or 5 pounds a year, something like that. This looks like you'll get at least a pound a month.
Oh, wow. Big step up.
Right. However, it looks like everything starts within the next week. Someone would need to fill his place until he's healthy enough to go back. And it's hard to tell how long that will be.
Right. Yeah. Maybe Eric's brother can do that. I have a funny feeling Eric is going to be a little too busy with other things
Right.
to do it himself. Although, I suppose, in some ways, I can be in 2 places at once.
This is true.
Oh, you can try that, huh? All right.
I
Can't eat
don't.
the baby, but you can make clones. I get it.
There's kind of a major difference between those 2 things.
Not anymore, mate. I mean, the matter's got to come from somewhere. Equivalent
think
exchange.
You think I'm like unmaking a baby somewhere else to create a clone?
I mean, it's your story, pal.
I guess that's possible. I hadn't considered that.
Now that's out there in the world, take that.
How soon does that decision need to be made?
So it's Wednesday right now. It looks like work doesn't start until not the next week, but a Monday after the next week. So you're almost 2 weeks out.
Okay. So
It's
there's
kind
some
of
time.
towards the end of the month. Right now you're right around July 17th. So yeah, kind of a week and a half ahead.
This might work out okay, because if I remember correctly, the show that was getting prepped was at the end of the month.
Correct.
So it might be like right after that.
Right. I think it would be a little bit before. So we're
little bit
looking,
before.
that would be the 21st. I think we're looking at the 24th would be that Monday. And your show is on the 31st, so almost a week after.
Okay. All right. So we'll just, I will talk to my brother about that. Maybe we can work double time on getting things set up for the show. He can get started that week before, and then once the show's over and done with, he can just sort of maintain that position till Dad can get back to work.
Right. Well, you know exactly where your brother is. He's in the workshop working on your things, but the Eric that was yesterday or 2 days ago is no longer the Eric that is now.
Yeah.
You got any changes you're planning to implement into your show now? I mean, your big thing was the dunk tank, the water tank. You saw what Thad's doing. You took some of his chains. He's got this whole resurrection thing going on.
Oh man, there's a movie about this.
Right?
Is there any, now that Eric can clearly see that not only what he can do, but also that the time of day seems to influence how well he can do it. Do you have any changes you plan to make with your show?
I think that I'm going to try to I'm not going to try to do anything actually magical with it. I'm going to try to continue the sleight of the hand, the stage performance, all of that, because that's kind of more what it's about. Because, I can show them this crazy crap. They'll never figure it out themselves, and I kind of want them to. Eric has this thing where, like, he's putting on a show, but he also wants to, like, get people to try to figure out how he did it. And if there is no way other than it's magic that he did it, then that's kind of a cheat.
Right.
So I think it's going to go on more or less the same, although I am going to definitely put in some stuff to make Thad's stuff look a little pale.
Right.
That's why I looked into his locks and his chains and all that fun stuff, so that I could just. And it kind of goes towards the heart of the show. It's not just my ego getting on stage, but it's also another way to sort of say, "Hey, look for the truth, folks."
Right. Right. Yeah, pay closer attention. It's all a show, but the more you know, the more you can appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, so you kind of spend your day just going around, obviously getting the money out, putting it in a safe place, talking with your brother a bit, setting up your game plan of how you're going to plan working, and then making sure that he's available to go and work the rail. You have a couple weeks to work through that, so that's not a problem. Georgie, let's hop over to you. So obviously it's early. You get up and get yourself ready. Do you give Willow any extra clothing? Does the actual house itself have any spare outfits or anything to make her appear a bit better? You are going in a fairly nice part of downtown. You know, the type of people that come in there, but you also know that she'll be working in the back house, so she doesn't have to dress all that well.
She is going to hopefully fit into my old uniform.
Okay.
Which is like a basic, like, long sleeve, high collar dress with an apron. Like a full kind of apron over it. And I guess one of my older cloaks, so she looks somewhat the part. Yes. So that should, I mean, I don't use that uniform anymore, so it's hers.
Yeah, and it probably has a few of the seamstress things still in there, whether it's just some simple needles, you know, the thimbles and rolls of thread, just basic things that have kind of been discarded, but still.
The rest of the kit is at the shop, so it's not like she has to worry about much of her tools.
Yep.
She just kind of has to show up.
So, obviously, you know, with the huntsman, chances of Horace Pennington actually being there slim to none. You hiring a new girl, completely normal. It's starting to get into the busy season. You and Evan are working to first create and then begin to make the fall line. You also have that recipe for that hardened leather. And then you also remember seeing that symbol, the symbol that you saw last night in your dream, here in the shop as well. That a woman had come in to place an order for delivery, and she was wearing the symbol around her neck, a locket or type of necklace. So as you kind of get there, probably a bit earlier than everyone else, you want to make sure that Willow is good, maybe scout the place out, make sure everything's safe. It's been an extra day, so maybe check over what's been happening. But what's the game plan or I guess, how do you want to spend your montage first, and then we can talk about what happens at the actual work?
So, what I want to do before we even head out is, I guess, I want to purchase a small, like, hollow clear glass kind of charm. I need it attached to something. I want to put like a plant inside under the premise of, here, keep this with you. It'll keep you calm. It's lavender. So just like a little thing.
Right. Okay.
But I do want it to grow, so it's just like a tiny living terrarium.
Right.
And I'm gonna give it to her as kind of like, I don't want to say a kitty leash, but like a baby monitor.
Okay. So I
But
can
not
definitely, I can see this being a preparing for your next activity, and then using juice to create a story tag for what do we want, a lavender locket or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you can give a tier 2 status of whatever kind of status you're trying to do there, whether it's protection or come up with whatever you think the purpose of this necklace would be.
It is for protection, and in a way, kind of like a lifeline between us. I don't want to say a walkie-talkie because it's only gonna really work one way. But
right. So in a way,
it's just for me to keep an eye on her.
Right. So it's almost like you're trying to use a plant metaphor, like your roots are twisted or you've connected your vines, like something like that, where you just have the presence of knowing if she's okay. Let's see, what would be a good one here? Maybe instead of lifeline, it's a life vine.
Oh.
That's
All right, go with that. That's great.
it's so cute. Am I putting this under story tags or just a tag?
So all you do, this is something you're basically giving to her. So I'm writing it down here. So she has a story tag lavender locket with a tier 2 life vine status applied to it.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, she's again grateful for all of this. You can tell that she's ready to work. She's a bit scared about what it even means to go work, for a seamstress, but she seems eager to get out and kind of see the city a bit.
Yes. Well, while she's all bright-eyed, I kind of am very wary of my surroundings, so she could ogle her new, I guess, town or neighborhood all she want, but I'll just be keeping a watchful eye out as we head there. And when we get there, I kind of ease her into the work. I need her to practice stitching, even stitches, because she says she only worked on her husband's stuff. Right. So I need just a more consistent line from her. So she'll probably be doing that while I help Evan with the new collection.
Right. So give me an idea, like what are the new exciting things you and Evan are coming up for the fall line?
Oh.
Or I guess let me be more let me be more specific. How are you going to use that recipe that you got for
the leather?
Yeah. How are you gonna use that? You one day they'll know my name.
Yes.
You have I am meant for more than this. There's many elements of your personality that you have access to something that could be very profitable, unique, and well, only you have it.
Yes. I think. It's
You
like
can do it.
it's weird. So like in Victorian times, there's like a lot of super unique stuff, and then it's actually not a lot. It's just like a lot of different variants of the same thing. I'm trying to like narrow it
Right.
down.
Well, so I guess for Georgie, would having this recipe, would she see it as something to create for specific people, kind of have a limited release? Would she see it as something to offer to a certain type of people? So you know that it's, obviously good for protections against bullet and all that stuff. So being able to offer that to the cops would be another way. Is this more something unique that like you're gonna make one thing and that's gonna be it, and it's gonna go to the right person, and you're gonna try to get it to someone, it's almost like getting your dress on the red carpet kind of thing. People are gonna ask, where did you get that? Who are you wearing? So I guess is it more mass market? Is it more unique?
It's definitely gonna be mass market.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna make this she's gonna take the idea for what it was originally planned for and just not go with that. She's gonna make a series of it's so weird to say, I guess, working women's corsets.
Right.
They're usually bone, like actual whalebone. So she's gonna just market this as it's giving you enough flexibility,
Yeah.
but still giving you the shape that you desire.
And protection. Because we
Yes.
are in the time that working women tend to have unfortunate encounters.
Yes.
Alright.
Well, yeah.
I'm not sure
Yeah, this was
yeah.
It doesn't matter to me. That's okay.
No, but he may have been your prime kind of opponent
But
in the arena.
I'm not gonna fight Jack the Ripper.
Okay. You'll probably just eat him, but
Yeah, I mean,
just become him.
Jack the Ripper's a punk. I got this.
Jack the Ripper's a punk bitch.
I'll
got
show
shit
you a
on
reign
me.
of terror.
Yeah, so she's gonna start with that, and from there she'll probably expand into other things depending on the success of this or
Right.
what sort of other demand.
Is this something that you loop Evan into, or is this something you're doing on your own?
I'm dragging him into it.
Okay.
Because I think he does have a better eye for the patterns,
Right.
to make them work for the purpose I need him to. But he is not completely unambitious. I think he sees a good kind of opportunity to rise, and he'll go with it if it falls into his kind of range of sensibilities. Like, yeah, like this could work.
Right. I think his main concern is the audience. It's not the clientele that you tend to always serve. So how would you approach that for him? Is he more money focused? Is he a bit more, I guess, liberal with his ideas, that maybe using this as a way to protect women? Would he follow that kind of mindset? What?
He doesn't. I don't want to say he has too much to do with the marketing aspect, since he's more concerned with the actual like kind of blueprints of garments and all that. But he does find this a bit interesting that Georgie would pitch an idea that would benefit a larger audience. It's just kind of like, huh.
Right, yeah.
That's new. Because she's not been so magnanimous in her approach to work. So, he gets the idea. He's a little curious as to why and now, but I think he's a little caught up with this is an interesting kind of avenue that we haven't broached.
Right. And for the most part, it's something that you'll be working on. I think his biggest thing is, like, he probably says, Horace is going to ask some questions, so when he does, you best be the one with the answers. I'm happy to help you out with this, but, the fall line is coming up, and it doesn't look like this will take too much. I have a few pieces for you to look at, and he probably has a variety of sketches already drafted up. But you just have a new worker back there, so if Willow can get her stitching going, you at least you don't have to worry about pulling one of the other gals to work on it.
Teach her how to do medicine too, and then you can start your own clinic.
Well, that turned my career in a completely different direction. But yeah. I guess she'll just say that. Like, first can ask all the questions, but in the end, it's the numbers that matter. And we can incorporate this into the fall line.
I'm not sure if Horace is gonna like the clientele. You know how he is with the selective individuals here, but he's also we you know us. We can make purchases from the through the back door if needed. It may not be a front showroom kind of item, but if it brings in money, we'll take it.
Last I checked, we make the trends. We don't follow them. So.
That's true, but you know the old man. It's hard for him to see his nose past his eyes. Hopefully he'll stay in. We don't have to see his face until winter.
Yes. Best keep to his scotch and cigars in the parlor rooms. Deal with this. Yeah. She's pretty obstinate about keeping it in the collection because she wants it to be seen.
Right.
But
yeah, it's definitely, the type of people that come in here, so just widening the audience. You're not in it's obviously not in the private area. You're just in downtown. So there's all types of people that walk by the store, but your store has always been kind of a bit too high priced for most of the common folk.
We can have a budget model. How about that?
Yeah, exactly. After you get some time kind of doing some sketches, or at least giving him your idea, he probably gets to work trying to draft up some ideas, some sketches for what it might be. Do you take some time to go look through your order forms to see if you can find that woman that you had seen?
Definitely. I am going to reference Evan for, I guess, the time frame.
Right. Yeah, you remember that she was from a Magidream, and he recalls that you're making 3 custom outfits. They look very Greek, flowing kind of gowns. There was something about a weave of... It's almost like clams, but not clams. Like using the fabric to create what looks to be clams around the belt of these 3 skirts. So it's just a matter of folding the fabric in just the right way. They came in, it probably would have been just earlier this week, probably only a couple days ago, to place the order. They're asking for a rush within, they'd put 14 days on there. And the name of the person, the contact, it's listed as Rosemary Coghill, which for the audience is the same woman that we would have seen at the Astor House a few days ago. But it has the contact information of the Imagidream office. It doesn't have her personal house or anything like that. It just has the kind of the address listed as the production studio.
Okay.
You know what time it is.
He's persistent tonight. Out of
Yeah.
that.
Indeed.
I didn't hear nothing. It's okay.
Well, what were you gonna say before Thomas, Georgie?
The garments probably would be in some state of, I don't want to say completion, but of work.
Mm-hmm.
So I would probably have a look at it just to see just any peculiarity that she's requesting besides the belt. And I will bear that address in mind.
The fabric is quite sheer.
Okay. Scandalous.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I'll take 3.
The belt. Huh. I probably have to look at whoever's making it, because that's probably what's going to take the longest to make of the garment, and just to see, like, you know, what. I know she asked for it to be rushed, but I also want to see, like, what sort of level of detail she's requesting.
Is there a specific seamstress that would kind of have these custom orders go to her?
Let's see, I want to say it is Yolanda.
Mm-hmm.
She does not necessarily a huge amount of sewing work, but she does the finishing. And this is not exactly within her field, but her field requires her attention to details. Like, she's the one who adds the final button. She's the one that, like, sews on the sequins into the details and applies the lace and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Basically like a clothing decorator, so to speak. So we'll probably check on her and see sort of trouble this sort of work is giving her.
It's the outfit itself, it's not that unusual. It seems to be stage wear, which you've probably had custom things done for the opera and all that. But yeah, the belt is quite difficult. She's having to do these micro seams in the far back part, overlaying fabric and then making sure that each little row, each little bump is symmetrical, causing like this fan, again, to kind of look like a clam on it. And just having to be so specific, using her fingers, it's just taking a lot of time to do. Beyond that, it doesn't, again, you've probably had a lot of requests for like flowers and that kind of stuff, so doing the kind of seam she's doing is not unusual. It's just going to take a lot of time to do.
Yeah, it's tedious. Okay, so I guess I kind of see what type of work it is and what sort of person like is asking for the detail. She can kind of read a little bit of the clientele from the work they request. Okay. I will, I guess, copy down the address and bear it in mind. And keep the date that she's, I guess, getting it dropped off or picked up. I won't say she's getting it dropped off because that's peasants' work to pick up your own clothes.
Right. Yeah. It's supposed to be delivered to the production studio.
Oh, personal delivery then.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Yes. Yes, it's been productive.
So, yeah, basically, we'll say as the day kind of gets a little bit later, William, for you to get a meal, I'm going to just have you take a risk to see if you're able to get in and out of the slums without being spotted by anyone.
Oh boy. So okay, let's take a risk then, because this isn't going to end badly.
You got this.
We got the super speed. And Gonna use my martial arts training to sneak around better. What else we got? We got anything else? Predict a foe's next move so I can predict what people are to do. I have been in here enough to generally have an idea of where people are walking around. And then I'm gonna use the story tag of enhanced senses.
That sounds good.
Now let's take that risk. Yeah. Hey.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're able to get in. You actually notice the blockades are not as heavily manned. There's no longer like multiple constables there. There's only a few. You do see that there are a few squads moving throughout the district.
Is it 11 or 12 for dynamite?
12.
Shoot.
It seems that with the lack of gunfire recently, they're trying to investigate to see what's going on. But yeah, you're able to get in there. Duncan is still asleep. So it's quite easy for you to go in there, get a meal, leave him alive, sneak back out, and head off to go meet the others. So go ahead and remove your hurt from 3 to 2. Yeah, just minor pain.
So it's a tier 2 now?
No, it's a tier 1.
Ah.
Yeah, you moved it down by 2.
There we go. I'm slowly getting better, guys. Yeah.
So it's probably a little bit later in the day. You know, we're talking probably about 4, maybe even 5 before you all get to the pit. Now, without Mike there, a bit strange. But you all get there on your own time. Frederick's sitting there as he always is. Has his notebook ready. As you both all kind of come in, you have your own individual drinks, whether it's whiskey, wine, tea, coffee, whatever it is. He already has it out ready. You all have a moment to see each other. And yeah, what's the conversation as you all reconvene after the day's events and last night's situation?
That is a good question.
Just finger guns everywhere. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Some stuff happened, guys.
Yeah. It sure did. A lot of stuff happened.
I'm sure it's mostly awkward because Willow's sitting next to me because I have to take her now.
Oh yeah, did you bring her or
Welcome.
did you leave her at the
No,
house?
I brought her.
Okay.
Trust the
No.
world.
Why?
Welcome to our secret hideout. It's the trash pit. Bye.
So the first question William asks, why is there a pregnant lady here? What?
Frederic probably asked that too as you come in.
Mm,
Senora, who is this?
Look, you can't just bring random people in
mm,
here.
Yes.
Last time we
yes, I
had
can.
a random person brought in, he smashed the table and he ended up going and working for Timothy, I believe. No, who are you?
Her name's Willow, and
She's your new wife.
She is my new wife.
I do believe you could go to jail for such things.
No, she's.
Frederick's like 18. It's okay. Just marry them off. Frederick can take care of himself.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah,
I have to look after her.
Why is she here? Is she important to...
Yes.
I see.
White. So if you won't mind, a bit of chamomile for the illness.
Of course. Goes and
Thank you.
begins to fetch it. She kind of looks very confused why she's here. It's...
Good. We're confused as to why she is having to be here too.
Yeah, we're all on the same page, really.
Yes.
I don't even know who she is.
Don't worry about it.
I wasn't there for that conversation.
Don't worry about it.
She's just sitting staring
We're watching out for
awkwardly.
her.
Like she recognizes Eric from the place. Has no idea who William is. Does not know why she was brought to the trash pit. Sitting in this room where a strange teenager is just sitting in the corner with a bunch of books and about to make her tea. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's just staring down at her hands now, fidgeting with her apron, just completely. I don't know what, you know. But he does. He goes and he fetches her some tea, places it down. He actually probably has an extra seat off in the corner, maybe a sofa or not a sofa, but a lounge chair, something like that. It kind of offers her to not necessarily be at the table, be a bit more out of earshot.
Timothy's not using his anymore.
True.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she can sit there. She can sit here. Or she doesn't care either way. As long as she's in the room somewhere with her.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Frederic just kind of gets close, kind of hushed. So, Thalia is wanting to know, have you made any progress finding the keeper? Anything we can report?
Yeah, we know a little bit.
He fetches his notebook and prepares to write.
He was taken by
Samuel, yes. The last we spoke, you were returning. There was a situation with the leader's father. You were going back to investigate this man. You said that he might have ties to the keeper and to the Samuel individual, a man able to bring back the dead.
That's right.
Yes. So please continue. What have you found?
So, and forgive me if I'm misremembering, but I don't remember if we discussed that Marin had been sent to Samuel, I think, after basically getting stripped down and poked at.
Right.
I don't know if we had mentioned that before. If we did, I can just move on. We know what Samuel's looking for. and it ties somehow. Well, it seems to tie in somehow to veterans from the war.
What is it? A name? You said the veterans. Yes. Please continue.
Samuel has been specifically looking for war veterans. It seems to be he's with these birthmarks that look like a cross between a sun and a spider.
Could you draw it for me?
I don't know. Did I ever see it?
You haven't, but Georgie has. You actually, yes, you have. You saw it based off of the sketch that Mother Nora had.
Ah, yes. Okay, yeah. I scribble it out then real quick.
He stops and he looks at it, and his face goes white. Are you sure this is correct?
Maybe before I answer that question, tell me why you had that reaction just now.
He goes back and he grabs. It looks like the field handbook that you always had, but or not that you had, but the one that you found from the keeper. But it's a bit different. It's got a red cover and all that. He begins to flip through the pages kind of frantically. Comes across one, and he sets the book down on the table, and there's a drawing of the symbol in the book, and all it says, if symbol is located, contact handler immediately. I'm not sure what the symbol means, but I must contact Thalia. She must know.
Do you know anything about that? Why that's there?
I know nothing. I just know that they told me to look for, if this symbol ever, if anyone in the order sees this symbol, there are people that need to know. I must. He begins to stand up, and you see him reaching for, there's a few boxes on top of the fireplace, and he begins kind of fumbling with them, trying to look for a specific box.
As he's kind of doing that, I'm going to sort of kind of put myself between him and Willow. Just I know she's not the one with the birthmark, right? Or maybe she is. No, she is.
She's tied to it in some way. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm basically just trying to obscure, like, if there is any chance that he might catch a glimpse of it. I don't want him to know that, like,
right.
I don't
There's
want
nothing visible on her.
Okay.
Again, she's wearing complete outfit. Georgie's probably seen the most of her, and she hasn't really seen anything. But Georgie, that being said, I mean, you just saw him reference that symbol pure as day in the book, and now he's frantically looking for something. What's Georgie up to?
I'm going to, I guess, just like grab him by the sleeve. Like, is it dangerous? What is it? Why are you panicking?
He turns. There's much that I don't know. I know that yes, if you're saying that this individual, that Samuel, is looking for this symbol, the situation is far worse than just raising dead men in the streets.
Explain that if you can.
I cannot. Thalia will inform you. I have nothing else I can say. I must just call her and get her here.
How long do you think that'll take?
He continues fumbling and finds a box kind of towards the back, an old iron box. He opens it up, and there's a pouch. Seems to have some kind of sand or something in it, and he just throws the box to the side. No time at all. You might want to stand back. Willow at this point is freaking the hell out. Like, literally, what is going on?
I will just kind of like put an arm out on her and just kind of when Frederique's not looking, just kind of put like a finger to the lips, try to get her to.
She does,
to
but she's like
relax.
trembling right now. She doesn't know what's happening. Just the tension has risen. William,
Yeah.
what are you up to?
Oh, I'm just sitting here.
Just watching.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what. I thought I dealt with the problem. So.
William, if he's not eating people, he don't care.
So he kind of motions for Georgie and Eric to step back, and he opens this powder or this bag. There's a bit of white powder in there, and he grabs a handful and throws it into the fireplace. The fireplace immediately erupts in blue flames, and after a moment, stepping through the fireplace, agitated for being here and being summoned in such way, Thalia emerges. What? What is it? Why have you called me? Frederique kind of looks. Ma'am, the symbol. They have found the symbol. Immediately she goes.
Definitely trying to keep myself between Thalia and Willow.
Oh yeah, she hasn't noticed everyone in the room yet. She's going directly towards the symbol, kind of grabs your drawing, looks up, sees 3 people that she recognizes and 1 person she doesn't. Who drew this?
Met her before.
That was me.
Please, Eric, explain, where have you come across this symbol?
This Samuel guy is looking for it, and we don't know why, but apparently it's a big deal.
This is the symbol attached to the birthmarks you said he was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Are you absolutely certain?
I mean, yeah.
Have you seen this symbol itself? Have you seen it?
Nope.
Anywhere other than this paper?
No, other than descriptions of it.
Who is that there? Does she need to be in here for this conversation?
No, probably not. We should probably have her step outside for a little while.
Frederique stands up. I will escort her.
I sort of, I guess, nod at her.
Yeah, Georgie begrudgingly nods at her, but also moves to stay close to the door, because paranoia.
Right.
Yeah.
Thalia kind of gathers herself as they leave, ushers you all to come to the table. You must tell me everything that you know of this symbol. Who told you of it? Where have you seen it? How do you know of it? This is a very, very dangerous symbol.
Well, we know about it just as we told you. This is what Samuel is looking for. We don't know why.
Yes. How you drew it, which means you have seen it. Where have you seen it to be able to draw it?
It was in some correspondence we had found from some of the dead bodies.
From the
from
graveyard,
Samuel's
then.
resurrected. Yeah.
How? He's looking for veterans with this symbol?
It seems like.
What does
What?
it mean?
Yes, this... I guess it's time for you to learn a bit more about the city. She sits down and pulls out a long cigarillo, places it in her lip, kind of lights it real fast. This area has been a beacon calling to men, women, children for thousands of years. There was a great power here. At first, it was just the power to create life, create civilization. But it grew. The order that you're a part of has many ties into the more recent history of our existence, but this power, this symbol here ties all the way back to the beginning. In order for me to continue, I must know that nothing spoken about here will ever leave your lips to any other. For the secrets that we hold could destroy this city. Is that understood?
Yep.
And
It
as
is.
she says that, you get a flare from her eyes that she is looking like she's reading you all right now for truth.
Totally, yo.
If this is the kind of power that leveled a whole section of the city, then I'm certainly not going to be spreading any information around about it.
This is the kind of power that could destroy the world.
Ooh.
Thousands of years ago, tribes were drawn here due to an immense force that they felt. After time, they found that this force was not simply the river or the valley. It was a standing stone, a medallion of power with this symbol on it. The first awakened were documented to be hundreds of years ago, it seems. These powers that we each have, they were easily attainable, but absolutely corruptible. Not that long ago, 100 years ago, the first, as we would call, awakened began to appear. Cave drawings and historical scripts report these individuals finding themselves stronger, faster, smarter than they have before, but burning out with insanity, killing themselves, killing others, uncontrollable. About around this time, there were those that said they could speak to the gods. Ones that could see the future, ones that could tell your fortune. You know the type now, but they had a connection far beyond what any of us could ever have. They learned of a plan from hell to steal this power and take over mankind. It was because of this knowledge that these gods, as they called them, began to reach down and touch us mortals to awaken the first few. And it was about 20 years ago that the search for this powerful item began. We didn't know its location. We didn't know that it was a standing stone. We just knew it was a powerful artifact. It was around this time that an army was beginning to be founded. Army of just mortals, men from the city, people that lived here, not knowing exactly what they were preparing to fight, not knowing that the awakened were actually calling the shots. It was when our our founders, children at the time, were tasked by a very powerful man to find this item, find this medallion of power. They found it, but it was too late. The war was upon us all. Devils, demons, beings from the depths of hell began to make their appearance, and they fought. They fought hard. The war. We had lost the war. We were about to lose the city. But they found it, and they found the artifact. Deep beneath the oldest part of the city, where Emerald Lake is now. And they brought it. They brought it to this man. They also located a group. I'm not sure why he had this idea to destroy this power, to hide it within man. But he did. He destroyed the medallion and found 3 men, soldiers, in the war, in which he placed the separated pieces of this power within them. These men didn't know that they now hold the power to change life. There was no way he could keep this power hidden forever. He knew that only within 1 generation that child would be born a being of the power that once was. A reason that this is so concerning is now we are to the point that many of these men are old enough to have had children themselves, and their children to be having children. And we believe that elements of the dark still exist out there, searching to find these pieces and bring them back together again. So if you say that this Samuel, this man that is able to bring back the dead, a man that is utter and pure darkness, is aware of this symbol, not only aware, but seems to know a location of someone that bears the mark. We are not in a small struggle for control of the district. We are in a struggle to protect our city. This is why I ask you once more. Tell me all you know. Who has he looked into? Give me the names. Give me an idea so that we can find this person and make sure he never gets his hand on them.
How would you do that? He's very powerful.
He is powerful, but not as powerful as we are. We have places that no one can go. Have you ever been walking in downtown and you see that dark tower that doesn't always seem to be there? Have you ever tried to go there yourself? Georgie, I know you work there. Have you ever tried? Looming all tall above the other buildings, not seeming to be there every single day. That is our home office. It's protected from sleepers finding a way, from rifts from locating it. It is impossible to enter unless you're guided there, and we have the only guides. If there is anywhere in the city that we can protect them, that is the place. But if we don't know who Samuel is working for or how he knows of this symbol, there may be nowhere. I would rather take the chance that we take the one opportunity, the one place that we know is safer than anywhere else, while we deal with this situation of Samuel.
You think Samuel's working for somebody else?
You are the first ones to discover this symbol since the war. And you say you found it from him. I don't know how he would just come across it now.
Well,
Samuel has been working in the slums. We have been aware of him for quite some time. His raising the dead, it has been a nuisance but never a problem. Samuel's been around for quite a while, many years. So he learned of it somewhere, so he may not be working for someone, but we must figure out where he learned of the symbol from. This goes deeper. Someone knows of it that should not. No one should know of this symbol. It was meant to be kept secret. By keeping it secret and within the blood of mortals, not only could these gods, these beings be able to see within, but us, the awakened, should not be able to see them as well. It is only with someone with the knowledge of what they are looking for would they be able to find it.
We can tell you who he's looked into. Quick question to you, Stilts, because I don't remember. The woman that we're protecting, was she on the list?
She was not on the list.
Okay. Then I will happily give the list over Miss Justice.
Okay.
These
So
are the people that he's looked into.
Thalia has a move here. And as she looks over the list, she's just going to answer you bluntly, or ask you bluntly, is this all?
These are the people that we know that Samuel was looking into.
Right.
There may be others that he doesn't have on the list.
Right. Yeah, no, it's... I think she's not picking up on a lie, but it's not necessarily a full truth.
It's not.
Yeah.
But it is a solid lead?
It's not good enough.
You tell me.
You have... She looks at the list. You were planning to go back and investigate these people themselves. Have you not already done that?
We investigated the ones that we could. A lot of them are with the Sova in their stronghold.
Who on the list have you not investigated?
I don't think we investigated too many, unless I'm mistaken. We didn't.
So Mother
get a
Nora
chance.
and Yasmin went through and actually started crossing off a lot of names on the list, either from them knowing that they were dead or from ones that had been confirmed either by Amy or I forgot the other girl's name, but that they had seen been kidnapped.
Zora,
yeah. There were, other than Henry. Henry was the only name on the list that they couldn't account for, and you know exactly where he is.
Right. Yeah. That. We didn't really get a chance to investigate ourselves, but the people we were working with among the Sova, this Mother Nora, and damn, completely blanked. You literally
Yasmin.
just said her name.
Yasmin.
That was awful. And Yasmin were able to determine who still needed to be looked into, who was at the stronghold, who was already dead. there was a man named Henry who they didn't have anything on, but we found him at the cemetery and we brought him back. Apparently, Samuel's raised puppet, Yasmin's father, had possessed him to attack this Mother Nora in order to break the defenses of the Sova.
Just takes a long draw. So, he doesn't know exactly where to look. That's good.
The problem is that he seems to be getting sneakier. He's seen that the brute force approach wasn't working, so now instead of just shambling corpses roaming the streets, he's taken to bringing back people's loved ones and restore them to a degree of sentience that in order to try to manipulate them into...
He would do that. It is not... Samuel is a interesting individual. He has the power to take life as much as he does to give it. Unfortunately, not to all, and it does cause him a great strain to do so. Just know, going up against him will be no small feat. He cannot simply be defeated. Other members have tried, but he can be reasoned with. The situation requires delicate handling. Something I'm afraid might be above your purview. I will have to speak with our founders. They will provide guidance on this situation. But, in the meanwhile, we must attempt to locate this or these individuals. Anyone with ties to this symbol. We have to keep them safe. Frederick here has contact to one of our guides. If you can locate these individuals, bring them here. Frederick will contact the guide, and the guide will bring them to the home office.
Okay.
She takes a moment to kind of ponder. How many have seen this symbol in the slums?
Not many. I believe just...
For a lot. Pretty much the entire
Was it actually...
Yeah.
Well, was it actually... Well, the reason... because I wasn't sure if she was showing the picture off or if they were just still describing it.
After
That's
Mother
actually
Nora...
just me failing.
Yeah. After Mother Nora had seen the symbol, like, she told Yasmin that it was one of her girls and that she was going to protect them. So Yasmin knew it was one of the pregnant girls and immediately gave that symbol to Terran, who then gave it to all of his men to begin investigating everyone in the Sova headquarters. So about 500 people in the slums have seen the symbol at this point.
Okay, well then that's what I tell her. Well, I don't tell her the part about how it was one of Mother Nora's pregnant people. I leave that bit out.
Yeah, you basically just say the entire Sova building.
Let the culling begin.
That's...
I certainly hope that's not what happens, because I will be very, very pissed off.
We have ways of making them forget. Yes, it seems we might
Why
need
is
to
it?
As I said, having access to this symbol, knowing what this symbol is, and having any idea as to how powerful it might be is dangerous. City leveling dangerous. The power contained within this medallion of power granted individuals the ability to do anything they wished. Again, demons, devils from hell came here seeking this power to control us all. This is not a small magic trick. This is a way of life.
Okay, so you won't hurt them.
Why would I have any reason to do that?
I'm new to this organization. I don't know how to run.
You are. The fact that I am trusting you with this information should show you that we are desperate to find these people. You have not shown yourself to me. That one there, I still have to have his fucking hair at my desk in case he does anything stupid. We've had so many members of this crew go missing and decide to go back to their normal life. I don't trust each of you with this symbol, but I have no other choice at this time. So no, we have no reason to hurt these people. But we will stop at nothing to protect this city.
Is that what happened to the Emerald Lake? Stopping at nothing to protect the city?
William, you haven't told your compatriot what happened? Trust is a valuable thing amongst a crew, don't you think?
Nobody asked.
That was a stupid mistake made by a stupid boy. Powers can be very dangerous.
So he played his guitar and a lake appeared. That's okay.
They were facing off against a very dangerous foe, and instead of reporting back, they decided to go and deal with it themselves. Ego played a very large part in the creation of that lake. We have had to clean up after it. But as you can see, controlling one's power does not always come easy, and sometimes it has grave consequences. You have seen it amongst yourselves. Sometimes things go a bit awry. That is why we can't allow anyone to have this kind of power. If we have individuals with power to play a single chord on a guitar and create a lake that kills thousands, what happens when you have the power to do whatever you wish? Will it be used for good? Will it be used for evil? Will it be used for personal gain? Will any of us, will any of this, will the entire city fall because of it? Each of you have an immense amount of abilities. The ability to control nature. The ability to coerce and convince so well. The speed and strength. But in the scale of things, they are minor. They are mere snowflakes falling from the sky. We are talking an avalanche. I do hope that none of you are taking this as an opportunity amongst yourselves to get the upper hand. Promise you, that is a path you will not return from.
This power, can you sever it from its host.
It would only be transferring it to something else. Could we? Yes, we have members that could remove and have done it. We have had to remove all elements of awakenedness from individuals before. Nothing of this scale, but it would not destroy it. The creator, when he did this, it was he understood the risk. But he assumed that it would just be another awakened amongst a city full of them. As individuals, they will have powers, but not knowing what that true power is, it will never reach its full potential. Again, not knowing what you don't know is a very powerful tool. But if someone knows how to wield it, how to use it, it's like anything. It'd be much more powerful.
So, what happens if you find this? Whoever has the symbol.
We take them to the home office and we protect them. We shield them from anything trying to find them.
Wouldn't the temptation be just as strong there?
So Talia's a bit. She's not super new. She's been here for a while. She knows that her position is a very rare one. She's had to work her way up the order. She's only had a few experiences with the founders. She knows that, in a way, even this knowledge is well above her pay grade, let alone yours. So she doesn't want to say it, but she acknowledges what you say. She simply has no other idea. In a way, she's following her own order, same way that Frederic did. Her job now is to seek out all mentions of this symbol. Find out where these individuals are. They know that it's 3 families that were touched, but this man, he never gave them the names of the families, only that he split it up because he wanted it to hide that information from the order itself. But at this point, she doesn't know anything else to do. You just told her that a teenager got a hold of the nuclear notebook.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if Eric sees that sort of stuff going on across her face, he's just like, you know what, don't answer that.
As I said, I need to speak with the founders, see what they wish. I task you to return to the slums if you can find anyone that is tied to the symbol beyond the ones that you've already spoken to. Get them safe. Bring them to us. Let me deal with Samuel. You task on finding these people.
Okay.
Sure thing, boss.
She stands up, kind of adjusts her coat a bit, moves her hat. You all take a look at this woman. She has a massive sword on her hip, which I don't think you've all seen before. Just this long, thick sword that kind of just glistens a bit, kind of like how Mike's weapons do when he creates them. Bit of energy. She turns back to all of you. This is life and death. Not for us. Not even for our loved ones. This is life and death for generations to come. This is not a task that you all should be put upon. This is far beyond anything that I would normally ask for you. I know that you have all sacrificed to continue to work for us. We have seen the work that you have done. I will do all I can to protect you all from this, as I will those that are attached to it. If you can find me these people, I will do anything I can for you. If that means you want to be cut free to go and live your life, so be it. I can't do this on my own. There are not very many that actually understand what it is we do. There are some that even wish for us to face crimes that we have no right facing. But we must stand together. If you need me at any point, you can summon me just as Frederick did. As I said, I will deal with this Samuel situation. I will deal with the symbol and how many know of it. All you need to do is find these people. She begins to walk towards the door and stops for a moment. You didn't tell me, who was the girl that was here?
She's somebody we promised to look after from the slums.
Right. You have... Eric, we've seen you. You've helped others. You've taken them somewhere and left them. Why is she here in this very private place?
The others that were taken and left weren't pregnant. We need to make sure that if something starts to happen, she'll be safe. We don't know what it was like in the slums with the disease and with the dark magic all over the place. We don't know how this pregnancy is going to play out for her. So...
Are you saying she's the only pregnant woman in the West Slums?
She's the only one that we ran into and made a promise to look after. It's a long story.
She looks to you, Georgie. A promise to look after someone. Why would you risk yourself to do such a thing? Who did you make this promise to?
Her mother.
Mm.
God, that was unconvincing.
But also not a lie. So...
Her mother. What is her name? I would like to know in case
Eleanor?
her mother is at the headquarters when I visit. Let her know that her daughter is safe.
She knows.
She's dead.
Oof, oh boy.
You guys are terrible at lying.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Go ahead and take a risk for me there, Georgie. And
I don't know. I don't even know who this girl is. I don't know what's going on. I'm just sitting here.
As soon as Thalia enters a scene, she has an alert status of a tier 2. So go ahead and subtract a 2 from that roll.
Giving a help point to Georgie for this.
Cool.
Best I got.
Thanks. All right. All right. It'll just be eye on the exit because she wants Thalia to leave. Like, please go. Literally looking at the exit sign, blinking like, aren't you on your way out? You said this is take a risk.
Take a risk, yeah.
Okay, so -2 + 1. Okay.
Oh,
Jesus.
no.
No.
Oh no. Oh
Well.
Well,
That's
the
just
lowest roll we've had today.
right there is what
Wow.
that is.
Snake eyes.
Holy
Wow.
wow. That's
What is-
Okay.
almost impressive, honestly.
And so Georgie bursts into flames. Liar, liar, your whole body's on fire.
There's a
no,
lot
thank
of
you.
there's a lot of things. Okay.
There could also not be many things.
That's true. There could also not be many things. Think about it.
Yeah.
No, it's
Georgie, I'm gonna give you.
it's one thing.
Yeah. No. There's a look. Before you can
Oh.
continue the conversation, at this point, go ahead and take a pressured 3 status as you don't speak any more lies. She's gonna keep questioning you. It's just a bad idea. Her eyes flicker every time you kind of open your mouth and you speak with weakness. She knows you're lying. The next time, you don't want there to be a next time.
Okay. Dang it. It should have just been us talking.
Her mother's dead. When did that happen? Must have been recent. Did she die yesterday? Well, no, that can't be. You would have just made her this promise to protect her daughter. So must have just died today. Oh, that girl must be in dire straits. Losing a parent is always such a difficult thing. William, you're
Yeah. They're just pretty much
Your
still holding her breath with a
little-
blank look.
ducklings here seem to be drowning in a lake. Would you wish to fill me in on what it is I'm missing here?
I don't know, man. I wasn't there.
No, but you've been elsewhere. There's something different about you, isn't there?
Nah. I'm just a better version of who I've always been.
Well, perhaps I should just go speak with her myself. She goes kind of turns and begins to open the door to walk outside. Anybody go to stop her?
In a very not obvious way, por favor.
William
You
has
tell
no
me?
idea why she's important.
Right. William has no idea what's going on. You got a good thing of whiskey, though, in front of you. And you're just like, this is
Oh
fine.
yeah.
The fire's
Whiskey,
still flickering
nice
a
cigar.
bit blue. You're like, that's cool.
Useless vampire.
I could just turn you all.
That's not the solution to every problem, Spoon.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should do it at every chance.
Do it.
One unified mind is better than whatever this is right now.
All right. So, Georgia, you see her basically, all right, you're not going to give me the truth. I'm going to go talk to the girl myself. It sounded like you were wanting to do something to stop her. What is that?
Mm.
God.
Yeah, just like, hey, wait, I love your hair.
No. Her hair sucks. No, just kidding.
Oof.
Where is Eric standing in relation to the door?
Probably close.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push him into. He's softer than a chair, hopefully. Because
I will. Yeah. Well.
stumble, trip.
I
Oops,
was just going to
clumsy
talk
me.
to her.
Maybe Eric
that.
sees Georgie starting to get some thoughts in her mind.
And then I'm like,
You have a
I don't
moment
like
to
that
speak.
look.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
Like, you
that
remember,
look.
it's the same look she had when she was about to shove something down your throat the other day.
That's true.
You're like,
I mean, it
nope.
worked that time, but you can't keep on expecting it to. I say as Talia's about to go out the door, okay, look. We're keeping her safe while the pregnancy runs its course because her mother isn't dead. The child is... The poor girl was raped.
Stops and turns around.
She's ashamed. The child is going to go to an orphanage once she's, completed the delivery. But until then, she can't bear to be around her home, to be around her family.
I can understand that. But what I don't understand, so you're saying you care about this girl. As a group, you all care for her. That is understandable. Do you not care for your families as well? You don't tend to bring your families here to our private headquarters, yet you would bring this strange girl.
Well, as I said before, most of our families are not this pregnant.
That's not what I know of. Looking towards William. By the way, we haven't been able to congratulate you, dear.
Ah, yes, it's wonderful.
So yes, please, educate me on how this pregnant woman is more important than William's own wife.
Well, William will have to speak to that. I didn't know.
No, I've mentioned it. You just ignored me.
Did you?
He may have mentioned he was going to be a dad around the same time that he had a thrall, so it's hard to tell.
It's like, oh, he meant not making his own children by himself.
Right.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah, I told you. I don't know. What do you expect?
William, how many strange guests have we allowed in this place in the past?
carry the 7. Divide by 8. 4 or 5.
1. Dominic.
I consider all these people strange too, so I don't know.
At this
what
point,
they're
it would seem.
I don't know. You keep recruiting them; they keep showing up. I don't know what's happening.
Apparently, either do I.
It hit itself in the. She has no idea what's happening anymore. It's okay. Run! Run now!
Run!
Run!
for
Save
it.
the girl! Save the girl! Save the world!
I don't have time for this right now, so perhaps work on your story. The next time we meet, maybe you'll be a bit more open, as I have been with you. But time is fleeting. So, you have your tasks, you have your responsibilities. Do not cross us. I'll be speaking with you all soon. She opens the door, looks over towards Frederica Willow, takes a moment to kind of study her face, and just begins to walk down past the fire pit. It's not quite clear why she can only come but can't go through the fireplace, but it seems she's gonna have to walk her way back.
Someone needs to summon her from the other side.
She's not full Santa. She's just half Santa.
Frederic opens the door, kind of not fully, and just peeks in. Should we return? Is everything okay?
It's fine. We should probably be going.
Yes, I think I might need to clean up. I got a bit. I do apologize for that. I shouldn't have been so frantic. You know, worst case scenario came around. If there's anything, you know where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. I leave
All right.
awkwardly.
Yeah. Willow kind of peeks in. Is everything okay?
Yeah, we need to get a move on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've got things to do.
William, do you go with them, or do you just hang out for a bit and still having no idea what the situation is? At any point, does William go and ask?
William's not concerned by random pregnant girls.
Right.
I mean,
What a
sure,
statement.
she's there, but it's not his fault, so.
That's true. We're the ones who screwed this one up.
Right.
I mean, like, William can't get people pregnant, so it's not his fault. So I guess I'll follow you guys. I don't know. I have an idea of what I want to do, so.
Right. So, I think, yeah, it's about that time. So I think that's probably what we'll wrap up tonight, as a whole heap of history today, but obviously some bad stuff brewing, and now tasked with a very large choice for the crew. So that'll be fun. But that's that's what we'll wrap it up. So as the crew begins to leave, everyone's kind of quiet. There's the awkward looks amongst each other. Eric and Georgie kind of like, oh, what are we gonna do about this girl? Willow looking around like, why the hell am I in the freaking trash pit? And William just like, I'm hungry. Where's the next meal?
William's new default state.
And
William's got grand plans that are gonna happen. Okay.
That's alarming.
Yeah, we'll catch up again next week. So As always, thank you all for playing, and thanks everybody out there that might be watching. Yeah, exciting stuff upcoming, and we'll continue this story next week. Take care, and bye.